Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. Eurovision in concert just happened in Amsterdam, and I am going to be reviewing all of the performances, telling you who underwhelmed me, who surprised me, and whom I was impressed by. So let's get right to it. I wasn't there, by the way, but I looked at all of the videos and will tell you what I think. Now, first of all, I want to talk about the United Kingdom. They have been at all the pre-parties, and we kind of have a trend here now. Mae has gotten a bit better with the vocals during most of the song. I feel like it sounded a bit better, but when it gets to the climax and this long high note, the sustained note, it sounded really, really off. And, you know, after 4 or 5 performances like this, we can now say that this is probably going to be a bit problematic on the Eurovision stage as well. They still have things to do that they can work on, like maybe add a bit more backing vocals to her that support her voice. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be the kind of performance that will wow us because of the vocals, at least. And the dancing still doesn't seem that slick either. I do like her. I want the UK to do well, but the way it sounds and looks at the moment, it's going to be a bit problematic. Another one that is a bit problematic and really underwhelming is the Netherlands. They were on home ground. I liked the outfits a lot this time, but that's most of the positive things I can say. It sounded really, really off in a lot of places. It sounded a bit better than in Madrid, I guess, but still off in way too many places. The harmonies worked a bit better, but especially these higher notes that are kind of the hook of the song sound off with him and with her. And still you don't feel a chemistry between them so much. Like there's one moment where he almost hits her because he doesn't know that she's next to him. And that's kind of a really bad sign for a duet. So yeah, I guess they still have a month to figure everything out, but it doesn't look that good at the moment, unfortunately, for the Netherlands. Czechia, another trend that is kind of clear now is that Czechia will have this kind of performance. They do the same dance moves every single time. It kind of sounds similar every single time, and it's just not enough to be a contender at all. I do think if they perform like this, it might actually struggle to qualify and could be a shock non-qualifier, which I hate because I really, really love the song and the video, but it's so hard to replicate that on stage. I get that, but the voices and the harmonies also don't quite work 100%. And the song needs that, so that's a bit of a problem for Czechia, unfortunately. Finland, I was quite impressed by the energy, by the crowd going absolutely wild. His vocals, but we know that, are a bit subpar in some places, but the song doesn't really need impressive vocals, but it will hurt him with the juries. In the beginning, sometimes it sounds a bit too low, the volume on his voice. This time I really, really liked that. You could really hear what he was singing, even though you don't understand what he's singing because it's in Finnish. But yeah, good performance, great energy. So I'm expecting good things for Finland in May in Liverpool. Next up, we have Austria. It sounded a bit worse than in Madrid, I feel like. There were a few notes that were a bit ropey and not 100% on point, but you do see the chemistry on stage. They have known each other for a long time. They sing together. They wrote the song together. It's just a very different concept than the Netherlands, and that really comes across. But overall, still good vocal performances. So I'm expecting good things for Austria. I think they should be in the winner discussion, actually, along with Sweden, Finland, and some others as well. Then Germany, first live performance on at a pre-party. I kind of expected them to do really, really well, and they did quite good. I do still think that they are too separate on stage, like the thing that Måneskin did, where Damiano, the main singer, was interacting with each of the band members during the song. That isn't really happening. They're in their corners doing their thing. I mean, they're very professional and they have a lot of experience, so they shouldn't listen to what I'm saying. But I do think that the song could profit from them interacting a bit more. And in the battle of the bands, especially compared to Australia, they are losing out a bit, even though I like the song much, much more. But I'm a bit concerned now that Australia and Germany are going to steal votes from each other and not do as well as I thought they would, especially Germany. Yeah, and then let's get to Australia. I feel like they are more energetic and there's more happening also in the connection with the audience than with Germany, and that will help them a lot, I think, especially in the direct comparison with Germany. They will also go through the semifinals. The performance itself is very competent. I still don't like the song very much, but he sings well, the energy comes across. Good performance in Amsterdam by Australia. Spain, I really love that she added this instrument at the beginning in Love, Love, Peace, Peace, or Peace, Peace, Love, Love. Måns says, get a Swedish Kvinna Bösker and people will vote for you. And I do think that adding something like this to the performance, something very traditional, might really help her. And I do hope that she does that in Eurovision. The vocal performance is always the best or one of the best of the evening, and she will get lots of votes because of her voice. I still don't connect to the song that much, but I do think adding traditional elements like she did in Amsterdam can help a lot. And she's obviously a great performer as well, so well done for Spain and Paloma Blanca. Blanca Paloma. I always do that, sorry. And then Norway, I was quite underwhelmed by this because the vocals were not good, quite ropey, quite off in a lot of places. It didn't sound great. I don't know what was happening, whether she had audio issues, because she does know how to sing this song. But yeah, I was a bit underwhelmed by this whole performance, unfortunately. Ukraine, nothing much to say. The vocals were okay. There were some moments where it was a bit off, like in all of the performances I've seen, basically. But it's a good song, interesting. Staging also with the Ukrainian lyrics added at the back and also in the song, which I like. So yeah, they could do relatively well. I don't think this will win. Now, next up we have Switzerland. I am always impressed in all the three performances we have seen now by his vocal performance. It's just incredibly on point. There is no note that is off, not even a little bit. It's always perfection. He is the best singer, or one of the best singers of this year, the best male singer along with Marco Mengoni, I would say. And juries will really, really love that. And if he makes it to the final, he will get lots and lots of jury points, I think. I do think that him just standing there, feeling the emotion would be enough. He doesn't need any dancers, but apparently Switzerland is planning to have 4 dancers on stage with him. I'm a bit worried about that. And if he doesn't do well this year, I do hope that he comes back with a better song and a less on-the-nose song and lyrics, because I do think that he is a potential winner with that voice and with the charisma he has. Next up, Azerbaijan. This is, I think, the first live performance we have seen, and you notice that they don't have a lot of experience. It sounded weird, off, not very professional or rehearsed, actually. So I do think that Azerbaijan will not make it to the final. They were borderline as it was, but with that performance, I really don't see how they will qualify. Estonia is quite the opposite. Her vocals are always on point, really, really good. One of the best vocal performers, I think, this year. The performance itself, of course, she was just standing there, which is fine. I heard she will bring this piano to Liverpool, the self-playing piano, which I find a bit gimmicky. But her vocals are just really, really impressive. Yeah, well done, and great performance in Amsterdam as well. Kind of as expected. Denmark, I do think that this song, I do like it. It's a bit catchy, and I always say I'm too old for it, which I think is true. But I do also think it kind of falls flat on stage. He performs it well, but the whole vocoder thing and his voice and everything kind of falls a bit flat, and I don't feel the song that much, unfortunately. Sorry, Denmark. Next up, we have Belgium, which is kind of the opposite to Denmark, because I don't like the song, but he just infuses it with so much life and energy. It's just amazing what he does. He's a great performer, great vocalist as well. So I do think that Belgium will qualify now. I didn't think that before, not based on the song. And I still think that he didn't win the Belgian national final based on the song, but based on him and his performance and his connection to the audience. And you could see that in Amsterdam. So yeah, Belgium might do quite well actually in Liverpool. Similarly, I'm quite surprised by Albania because I do think that the performance came together a lot more than during the Albanian national final. Her voice is obviously always great, but I feel like they have become more of a group as a family, and there aren't as many awkward moments. That may be because we don't have camera angles. I just saw a frontal view of the stage. But yeah, I was quite surprised by this actually, and I like it a lot more. I still don't think it will qualify because the song is just too messy in a way, I think. Now, the big favorite to win was also there, Loreen for Sweden, Tattoo. She obviously doesn't have the impressive staging, and I do feel like she does need that staging to lift the song up to the level where it is a potential Eurovision winner. She does perform it really, really well. It's a great song. She's a great performer. But her just standing there, obviously that will not be the Eurovision performance, but her just standing there would not be enough to make her a Eurovision winner. Again, I think. And the thing is that the staging is not quite clear at the moment, whether she can bring the platform. I'm sure Sweden will come up with some very good staging if she can't. But you do notice that the song profits a lot from the staging, from this Amsterdam performance. Iceland, great vocal acrobatics as always. There were a few off notes, which I was a bit surprised about because she performed really, really well in the Icelandic national final. But not that much else to say. The energy wasn't as good as in the national final, but it was still a good performance in Amsterdam. Slovenia, they are full of charisma. The song is good vocal performance. They perform well as a band, and they have the charisma, obviously, because they know each other. They perform together. So not much more to say. I'm not sure how well it will do. I feel like this is a top 20 kind of song. It will qualify for the final, but I don't think it will set the scoreboard on fire either, even though I like it and I do think they are very likable performers. Latvia, great performance, good performance, not much to say really. It's quite standard every time they perform it. It's a great song, I love it, but it will struggle to qualify. Lithuania, she is always on point. This is a bit like Switzerland, the female version of Switzerland. She sings this song with a lot of emotion, hits all the notes, great vocal tone as well every single time. I'm just amazed by her and I really, really like her. I hope she does well. I do think this can do really well with the juries especially. Armenia, quite similar. This is the second live performance we have seen after Madrid, and she is a great singer, hits every note. The outfit is just very elegant, classy. The song is classy and elegant as well. So I do think that Armenia could be a dark horse for at least a top 5 placing in the final. I think this could be really, really successful. Romania, I do like his voice a lot. You notice that he can sing, but everything else is just messy and too weird, I guess. So I'm not sure what to say other than that about this performance. It's quite standard compared to the Romanian national final as well. But yeah, not one of my favorites. San Marino, they sing well. It's a good song-ish. It's not really a good song. It's an okay song, but they perform it really, really well. I like their style, but I think this is kind of dead on arrival, unfortunately. Ireland, quite similar, not a lot to say. They've performed it quite similarly every single time, but it's just not a strong enough song. Malta is different because they are full of energy. I love the cheekiness they have when they perform, and especially the lead singer has when they perform. This could be a surprise. It's in semifinal 1, so it's very hard for them, but I do like the song. It's just a bit too repetitive, but I did like the performance quite a lot in Amsterdam. Also the interaction with the audience, they're really good at that. Moldova, great performer, song full of energy, and he has a lot of energy. I'm still not sure about the flute player. why does he have to wear that costume? If it was just the flute player in a normal costume similar to Pasha's, like looking a bit hippie, a bit medieval kind of mix, but putting him in that costume makes it feel very gimmicky to me, and I don't like that. But the performance overall was good. And that's all of them. I think I may have missed one. Let me know in the comments. I'm sorry. But if I missed one, it wasn't that memorable, I guess. Let me know who surprised you, who underwhelmed you, and whom you liked the most. For example, which performance did you like the most? Let me know in the comments, and please subscribe. Tomorrow I'm going to do the London Eurovision Party review. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye-bye.